welcome back to Jade Empire. Today we're going to pick up where we left off and finally talk to Minister Sheng. Or at least we will be after I look at this piece of lore for experience. It's actually pretty long and actually I think it's kind of funny, so I'll be linking the entire thing in the thread.
It is not easy to be Minister Sheng, beset with troubles and doom, and now interrupted by some difficult stranger. Truly, can you not see that I am busy watching my career slide into oblivion? Minister Sheng simply hasn't time for your petty concerns. I have problems of my own. The Ministry of Harmony, which oversees taxation and execution, usually in that order. But poor Minister Sheng oversees nothing in this dying town. Nothing but failure! This backwater pimple of a town lives off of the lake created by the Great Dam. But the Great Dam is open and the lake is dry. The town is dying. Under my supervision.
In one of the loading screens, it notes that bureaucrats are sometimes promoted to get them out of the Imperial City. Sheng is probably an example of that.
I have nary a clue. Unless... very well, you've convinced me to talk. It is dangerous to say anything, but I am a brave man. It was that horrible Inquisitor, Lim. Lim oversees the Lotus Assassin operations in this area. A few weeks ago, he came to town and demanded a key to the ruins. Then his men went up there and opened the Great Dam.
I'm not entirely sure if the Lotus Assassins are supposed to be a great secret or not, but either way, it is kind of weird that Minister Sheng will openly talk about them.
I didn't want the town to panic, so I kept Lim's presence here a secret. Better the peasants think it was ghosts. A much less terrifying idea. Inquisitor Lim has his assassins searching for something, though what it is I couldn't say. Minister Sheng knows better than to stick his nose in the business of the Lotus Assassins. I am sure you do, but first you will hear my cries of pain. You must help Minister Sheng. Some brave soul must travel through the old ruins, which are absolutely not infested with ghosts, and close the Great Dam. The gate to the ruins is locked, but I have a key. I cannot order or even ask someone to go do this. If the Great Dam closes, the ruins will flood. Various assassins and soldiers will be killed. Not good for my career. But if I happen to lose the key and someone happened to find it, the town could be saved and the problem solved without any sanction from me.
A lot of people like to bash on BioWare's writing these days, but it's character moments like this that help me remember why BioWare's writing could be so good.
What are you talking about? I haven't given you anything. Although I will need that back when you're done. Oh, and I am certainly not going to tell you that the ruins can be reached by heading across the footbridge and out the west gate of town. It wouldn't be proper.
We've already seen where to go, so this is going to be a little bit of backtracking.
Minister Sheng remembers when flyers were reserved for the wealthy elite of the Imperial City. Now pirates use them to raid the countryside. Disgraceful. I suppose in theory you could find a flyer at the pirate camp upriver. In practice, however, I doubt you would find the pirates very accommodating. I suppose Rue the bosun is mad enough to take you if he's drunk. Yes, Rue is surely the only one who would make the trip. And then the pirates would kill you.
We've already seen Rue the Bosun in the previous part in the tea house. We're gonna have to backtrack there as well to go to the pirate hideout.
I recently saw a large fleet of flyers pass by. Minister Sheng held out hope that they had come to escort him away from this demeaning post and back to the Imperial City. But the flyers never stopped in Tien's Landing. They headed upriver towards the pirates' camp. No doubt they went there to refuel, though where they are now I could not say. The pirates are just one more affliction that plagues this troubled town, and yet another headache for poor Minister Sheng. They raid the surrounding countryside, swooping down with their flyers to capture slaves. Do you know how bad it looks when someone under my jurisdiction is captured by slavers? Fortunately, they haven't attacked the town itself yet. Gao, the man I hear is running them, knows that would draw too much attention.
Sorry, guys, but you're not getting a second helping of Nathan Fillion.
Yes, I believe that was his name. Gao. An unsavory character by all accounts. There are even rumors he is connected to that infamous crime syndicate known as the Guild. The pirates have been operating in this area for many years, or so I was told. However, things became much more serious when Gao took over. The pirates started using flyers and gathering slaves at an enormous rate. I imagine things are very unpleasant over at their camp. Not that I'm willing to go take a look.
I'll go into this more later, but I don't think the guild gets a lot of good build-up in this game.
Are you accusing Minister Sheng of neglecting this problem? It's not that easy. One can't simply point and say, the pirates are over there. Well, actually, one can. But the only approach is by river, and no sane bargeman would be willing to risk such a journey. Sane people don't go looking for the pirates. They avoid them. I suppose Rue the Bows... Oh yes, let's. Nothing would please Minister Sheng more. The drunks clogging up the streets aren't pirates. They're only traveling merchants, sailors who were trapped here when the dam was opened. Minister Sheng finds them to be an annoyance, but not a concern worth worrying about. If the dam is closed, they will simply disappear. Not like Gao and his pirates. Yes, go and leave Minister Sheng alone to ponder his troubles. Now go close the great dam, and I never said that.
Now we have a method of getting to our next piece of the Dragon Amulet, but there's a couple of different routes we can take from this point.
Lord Yun has put out a call for aid. Will none of you answer? Finally, someone approaches me. I was worried that this town's courage had drained away with the water. You seem a woman who knows her way around a battlefield. Are you willing to put those skills to the test? You're insolent, but confident. You're exactly the kind of person Lord Yun is looking for, if you can watch your tongue in his presence. The great southern forest, which lies north of this village, suffers from a terrible disease. Every tree within its borders sickens, and the place is infested with ghosts of all manners.
Chapter 2 is made up of 3 major storyline quests. We already know about finding the new flyer and getting the Dragon Amulet. This is our 3rd major quest.
Lord Yun, my master, seeks a way to open the forest again and make it safe for travel. He is prepared to reward whoever aids him. Our men are no match for the ghosts in the forest. Perhaps you are.
I'm going to start skipping questions about asking where people are, because the answers are usually pretty obvious.
Go safely, and remember what I've said. Lord Yun needs the help of able warriors like yourself.
The shopkeeper over here that Minister Sheng chastised is actually the source of another side quest.
Konio nuyu, kokir tatasinan. Sun puno onuyusir taikunpa ibnano. Wo kausoir no ka wowo tarwail shaksiro finopifu. Owo sair uyukap tantarundano wowo tarwair shafir owo. Wo kausoir no ka wowo tarwail shaksiro finopifu.
There's no way to complete this side quest without actually getting open palm points, so if I do show you the ending to this quest, I'm not going to be actually keeping it.
Wonoir efuir uk sunorgfonir sier sisitu. Sata afsoir uk napir anigir ninpir. Usosir uthak tarwair, shathir owosu. Owosair uyukap tantharundano, wo tarwair shathir owo. Onuyuir napair, wo quair shapshir fan onuyusair ikupan. Usosir uthak tarwair, shathir owosu.
With that out of the way, we're going to start on some more of the side quests for Tien's Landing.
Wosiwania sa ia sakaku usawa ia nu pakpoporo.
This guy is not a side quest. He's actually part of the main quest for the Great Dam.
Oknikofia apania sasa tatasi no ni nano yok yowia sonsi ia wo yowia.
Fun fact, this might be the only guy in town who likes the Great Dam being open.
Wonoa ea sususatia sonsifonia sonsi ifog. Oknikofia apania sasa tatasi no ni nano yok yowia sonsi ia wo yowia.
From a closed fist perspective, I have to give this guy some props. He's managed to rise above his station and attain more power amidst all the chaos.
Oknikofia apania sasa tatasi no ni nano yok yowia sonsi ia wo yowia. Niwupa ia kupu sa ia Elworth kraka ia nano uksaro isowak nikano wo napia shathia uko. Niwu sosawa ia wak tasi no ni nano yota napia ifa ia ok.
Technically, we're not supposed to say that Minister Sheng ordered us to do it, but I think the writers might have forgotten that fact.
Niwupa ia kupu sa ia Elworth kraka ia nano uksaro isowak nikano wo napia shathia uko. Oknikofia apania sasa tatasi no ni nano yok yowia sonsi ia wo yowia. Wonoa ea sususatia sonsifonia sonsi ifog.
And just like that, we're already being presented with the open palm closed fist choice for the Great Dam quest. We don't have to commit either way, but he's letting us know what our options are.
Kutkosi wiwa ia wonoa ia ifa wiya okta wikino. Piershat uk ni uksa ia sun puno kanhon wo ushashia uksa hiaka. Kutkosi wiwa ia wonoa ia ifa wiya okta wikino. Oso awi ia ni tu uksun puno.
The third choice here is honestly pretty aggravating because it shows the writers at least remembered some of the time how to act closed fist without being a complete and utter jerk.
Yowia sonsi ia wo yowia kon ompefifia. Utata ia oka yowia fonia sisa ia trusta pafawe ia towia. Aworth utkua wo kokopia kawa ia elbow.
Just a quick note that we're not going to have any more forward progress on main storyline quests in this part. Like last time, the rest of this video is just going to be side quests. Next time, we're going to see a new main storyline quest. Until then, take care.
Yukut ni kunk uno sa ison kudnoka ukyorir. Ikirnik tine piru wo iferek uk son puno.
You taught me much, Jian, but the most valuable lessons were learning where you were wrong. 17th square of the Lion, if you please.
Wotowir ukawana ir usoana da hoki. Niato wononapadi irovir.
You are being rude, Jian. We have a guest. Let us place the game on hold a moment.
Tawi ir kawana ir sonir ipoki.
These two people are part of our next side quest, and this one can actually take a while.
Wonakapir sari awaf, van sier surufus isinosaurus usuno.
Surely you know of Yi, the capturing game? Played on a board of 19 rows and columns, the black and white pieces capture territory for their player.
Ikirnik tine piru wo iferek uk son puno.
I'd like to point out that these guys are basically playing chess in their heads, or at least the game's equivalent of chess. Actually, that's kind of impressive.
Okie fakania ni ukoristoipo.
Do not be so hasty, Jian. You did not turn me aside all those years ago.
Nararo na pirapirni niktakatashi.
I give the old man this much credit. He's the first character we've seen in the game that isn't a complete dick and practices the way of closed fist.
Jian the Iron Fist isn't honestly going to let this one walk away, is he? If you don't say anything, then I will, you old goat.
Sisae pawaro tikotro tuaso.
I too see strength, but also the capacity for understanding the world and your place in it. You could prove an interesting pupil.
Both of these more philosophically minded teachers are willing to tutor us, but only under a certain condition.
Irkana wonikasurir kwana no kasa iriru. Ipanar nuko iwa ir nikasanarir iruru ninuasa irkana.
He would like nothing more than to have you as a student. But show me that you walk the way of the open palm, and I will teach you the mysteries of Stone Immortal.
Both Tempest and Stone Immortal are very sensitive to your temperament. Harmony or discord can affect your ability to control air and earth respectively.
Usair kokonato tanatnia katana no shafatoyo kokonato siiri panoneniko.
Only one of these people will tutor you, and it'll depend on whether you're open palm or closed fist.
Sisae pawaro tikotro tuaso.
Each teacher practices a unique magic style that gets more powerful or gets weaker depending on which philosophy you practice.
Osinsu kokopir fuku. Niato wononapadi irovir koni ugnawata ir. Irkana wonikasurir kwana no kasa iriru.
If you can't get either of these two to teach you during this chapter, don't worry, they'll be here for a while.
Yukut ni kunk uno sa ison kudnoka ukyorir.
To complete this side quest and get one of their two styles, you need to either follow the way of the open palm or the way of the closed fist, strong enough that you have at least 50% on the meter. I'll come back to these guys when I have that.
Hey, Baker Bay. How are you today?
Go away! I told you I want no part of this. Tell Eiling to leave me alone.
If you want to tell Eiling something, go tell her yourself. In the meantime, we have our orders. Nothing personal. It's a little personal with me. I like sticking your face in the gutter. Hold on a sec. We've got company. You're a little too interested in our business, friend. Looks like we gotta teach you to back off when Eiling's boys are working.
Leaping tiger!
The way this quest starts out is a bit antithetical to the closed fist philosophy, because this guy is clearly not willing to fight back, either because he refuses to or because he can't. So, most people who are close to us would probably refuse to help him. But we already promised his wife, so I guess that evens out? I'm not really sure.
Can you believe that these thugs would just attack me in broad daylight like that? They might have killed me if you hadn't stepped in. Thank you. I never expected such help from a stranger. You spoke to Lan? How humiliating. My fiancé must have told you I can't protect myself. The woman I love doesn't have faith in me? Oh, the shame. I'll never live this down.
In her defense, after the beatdown he just got, I wouldn't have much faith in him either.
Sorry. Forgive me, honorable stranger. I'm not normally so... Well, I'm a bit of a wreck right now. I've taken some pretty bad beatings these past few days. I didn't mean to sound ungrateful. I'm just worried about Lan. She's very emotional. I've done my best to try and keep her from becoming involved in this. Those thugs are acting on Eiling's orders. She's the head of their gang. They have a small hideout in the boathouse. Eiling and I were friends when we were children, but we drifted apart as we grew up. She fell in with some rough people, as you've already seen. Ever since I got engaged, Eiling has become obsessed with me. Every day she sends her thugs to beat me up. She says she won't stop until I go talk to her.
We actually bring up a pretty good point here.
She's obviously crazy. I've done nothing to her. We haven't even spoken in years. If I go to her hideout to talk to her, I'm afraid that I'll never come out. At least the beatings on the street are out in public. They won't kill me in front of witnesses. Well, not on purpose anyway. No, don't do that. Eiling and I were friends once, even if it was a long time ago. I don't want to see her dead. Not if there's another way. Thank you so much. Eiling and her thugs are in the boathouse. Please just ask her to leave me alone. All we want is to live our lives in peace.
We'll be solving his problem later on, but for now, let's keep exploring Tien's Landing.
Even a village as small as this has a place to hide its undesirables.
Stop right there! I gave you 2 extra duty. Get back to that galley and start cleaning!
We don't have to listen to you, Ing. You're a captain without a ship. She's nothing but a landlocked house now.
I will discover a way to free this ship. Until then, you'd better follow orders.
I've had enough of you and your orders.
Now get back in that ship! I'm your captain, understand?
Well, you're still the captain, for now. But if you don't get us out of this town soon, you're going to have a mutiny on your hands. Then we'll see what's what.
I'm no legal expert on Jade Empire law, but I'm pretty sure he can throw you off the ship for that.
If you've come to complain about my men, I don't want to hear it. When Minister Sheng gets the Great Dam closed, we'll be happy to leave. Until then, we're stuck here.
This man is obviously the captain of the sailors who have been attacking us.
They're good men, but we're all a bit mad right now.
The Great Dam is open and the lake that feeds into the river is gone. My ship is stranded here like a lame water buffalo. We're sailors. We don't belong on land. If we could just get our ship back on the water, everything would be fine. But that won't happen until someone finds a way to close the dam.
Sounds like someone is offering us a reward.
I'm not a rich man, but my reputation, my ship, and my men are worth everything I can give. Close the dam and free us, and I'll give you all the silver I have.
So now we have two different people offering us rewards for doing two different things with the Great Dam.
You won't get too far if you don't speak to Minister Sheng first. The dam is located in the ruins, but a pair of massive gates blocks the way. Only Sheng has the key. Excellent. The key will get you into the ruins, where you can close the Great Dam. I hope to see the water rising soon. Good luck. I'm not used to needing help from others. It's hard for me to say this, but thank you.
I feel like up to this point the game has done a credible job at presenting both sides of the equation for opening or closing the Great Dam.
Hello there, stranger. I haven't spotted you around Tian's Landing before. You've come at a bad time, what with the dam being open and all. Regardless, it's good to meet you. I'm Darting Lynx, the acrobat. Unfortunately, I'm not putting any shows on in Tian's Landing, if that's why you're here.
Darting Lynx doesn't offer any side quests, but I figured that she was an interesting NPC, and she will sell us some good stuff.
You know, feats of balance and precision, delicate routines to shock and amaze. Whatever brings some silver, really. I travel around the countryside putting on acts and sometimes teaching people a few tricks. Hey, now that I think of it, you're a warrior, right? I may not be putting on any shows here, but I could teach you a few techniques to improve your balance and speed if you're interested. It's not much of a story, really. It's just a stage name I picked up when I first started practicing acrobatics. I was quite young, and my master felt I was a little too fast for my own good. "You dart like a lynx," he would say, "but you balance like a drunken frog." He taught me to slow my movements and really focus on what I was doing, but his nickname for me stuck.
It's characters like Darting Lynx that help sell me on the entire Jade Empire setting, so good on BioWare for good writing.
At least you'll be easy to teach. I don't know if you've ever tried to teach a man balance, but it's no simple task. You'd think we'd be the ones having a hard time. I swear, if men had breasts, they wouldn't be able to walk straight, let alone hold a handstand. You of all people must be able to sympathize. Nothing we can't overcome. Let's see what I can teach you.
As a general rule, I think that if you're going to buy a training technique, it should be a technique that either raises your base stats or it raises multiple stats that are dependent on them. This is a big reason why I didn't buy anything from Smiling Mountain, and it's also a reason why I'm only buying one technique from Darting Lynx. I also usually don't buy gems from the shopkeepers because I usually find enough gems, or at least good quality gems, to fill up my dragon amulet naturally.
Finally! Someone stronger than these cowed peasants. This town disgusts me. I am Scholar Six Heavens, and I need someone who possesses great strength and skill. Mostly, though, I need someone like you, who walks the way of the closed fist. Aid me, and I will see that you are rewarded most generously.
The Zither of Discord side quest is only available to people who are practicing the way of the closed fist, and so a lot of people might not ever get to see this one.
I seek the Zither of Discord, an artifact that belonged to Bladed Thesis, the sage who first advanced the way of the closed fist as a philosophy.
I'd argue that the scholar should be strong enough on his own to find the Zither of Discord if he is a true follower of the closed fist, but that's the game for you.
This Zither is a link to one of history's greatest minds. Find the Zither's case and its silk strings, Bring them to me and we will silence all who refuse to honor my work.
Going off the beaten path in an earlier part has already netted us one of the 2 pieces. We'll find the other one later on.
Is that so? Good. You've made early headway. Find the other and return to me. A merchant lord named Gao the Greater recently acquired the case but knows nothing of its import. Up the river lies a pirate stronghold where Gao was recently seen. You will have to find a way there if you hope to acquire the case. Perhaps Minister Sheng could suggest a way to reach these pirates. He might even be grateful for your aid.
Obviously, we'll be finishing up this side quest in a later part.
Remember, I need both the case and the strings of the Zither of Discord. Bring them here when you find them.
One of the reasons I'm convinced the game is so short, there are only 7 chapters, is that the writers may have had a hard time developing side quests for the game. The philosophy system isn't a strictly good or evil dichotomy, as I previously mentioned, so they may have only been able to fully explore that in a few quests before they realized they were running low on time and had to resort to Knights of the Old Republic style execution. The next part of the Baker Bay side quest is at the front of the tea house, which we're just a hop, skip, and a jump away from.
This here's a private club. Members only.
This henchman won't let you into the compound until you've gotten far enough in the side quest for Bay to ask you to talk to Ling.
Why didn't you say so in the first place? Go on in. They'll unlock the door for you.
Be careful. Trust no one in this place. We are a long way from your idyllic little village.
Some pieces of lore are interesting enough where I wonder that if this was stuff that is just world building or stuff that got cut really early in the game, like before they started developing it.
So, I hear you helped out Baker Bay today. Gave my boys a bit of a lesson, didn't you? They took it pretty hard. Even after all the beatings I gave them over the years, they still aren't used to losing to a girl. Maybe the humiliation will be good for them.
Fun fact, there are actually 4 different ways this quest can end.
That sounds like a threat. I don't respond well to threats. Besides, Bay's only getting what he deserves. He brought this on himself. Everyone thinks that Bay and that little seamstress make such a nice couple. But Bay already promised to marry me.
I'm gonna take a wild guess and say polygamy is not legal in the Jade Empire.
No, I bet he didn't. Wouldn't want to go around telling people how he left me high and dry, would he? But the fact is, Bay promised to marry me long before that seamstress batted her brazen little eyes at him. He didn't even have the decency to tell me himself. Even now he'd rather get beaten up every day than face me, or he sends someone in his place, like you.
I'm going to actually show off all 4 ways to complete this side quest. They're pretty entertaining.
I may not be a delicate little flower like Lon, but I don't want to run this gang forever. Someday I want a husband, maybe a little house, kids too. Bay promised to give me all that. He promised to marry me, and now he's trying to weasel out of it. But a promise is a promise. I won't forget that, even if he tries to.
The main difference between your solutions is how you solve the problem and your reward. I'm going to start off with the minor solutions, and I call them minor because you don't get a lot of open palm or closed fist points from it.
So that's how it's going to be. You'd rather fight me and my boys than make Baker Bay own up to what he did?
Both solutions involve ignoring Baker Bay's request and straight up killing Ai Ling.
Nobody threatens me in here. Come on, boys. Time to do our thing.
The fight is nothing to write home about, so I'm going to skip ahead to Steamster's land.
Did you find Bay? Were you able to stop the thugs from hurting him? A woman? What is her interest in my fiancé? Do you know who she is? You have to talk to her. Tell her to leave him alone. He's mine. Make her leave him alone. Dead? How awful. But what did she say about Bay? Why was she having her men attack my fiancé?
Lan has a bit of a one-track mind, and here's where the minor solutions separate. We can tell her whether or not Bei promised Ai Ling to marry her.
Yes, I suppose you're right. I am glad this is over. Now perhaps Bay and I can have a nice, quiet life together. Thank you for all you've done. Here, take this as a sign of my appreciation. It's my dowry. I want you to have it. You mean, you did this for me, and you expect nothing in return? I can't believe it. Thank you for all your help, mistress. I could not have expected more from my own sister. Your spirit is as kind and generous as that of the Emperor himself.
She's not going to be so happy if we actually tell her, though.
He promised to marry her? That slug! That slithering snake! How could he do this to me? I'll never marry him now. Never! You're right. I am better off without him. I'm glad you found this out before I married him. Thank you. Here, take my dowry. I won't need it now. I certainly won't use it to marry that snake Bay. I can't believe he had me fooled like that. I think I need to be alone for a while.
She took that surprisingly well. But neither of those solutions confront the problem at hand, which the major solutions both do. Both solutions involve bringing the happy couple to Ai Ling's gang hideout.
Yeah, okay. If he has the guts to come here and face me, I'll talk to him. But I'm not going to let him weasel out of his promise.
Lan, what are you doing here?
I figure we better get all the secrets out, Bay. If Lan's going to marry you, she should know what kind of man you really are.
She said there was something I need to know, Bay. What's going on? What is she talking about? What? Bay, how could you?
I didn't. It's a lie. I haven't spoken to her in years. Not since we were kids.
Don't pretend like you don't remember, Bay. It was summer and we were sitting on a little raft catching fish. I was upset because Li Shun had called me ugly. I was crying, so you took my hand and said, "I think you're pretty, Ai Ling. And someday when we're grown up, I'll marry you."
What? But that was years ago. We were kids. We were only 6 years old. You can't hold me to that.
Yeah, this all boils down to a promise a 6-year-old made. If you think that's dumb, you have no idea how much dumber it can get.
Kids say all kinds of things, Ai Ling. Remember when you took my frog and I called you a bully? You swore you'd never speak to me again. But that same day you gave me the frog back. You said you'd never, ever, ever do anything to make me unhappy. Kids always say things like that. It doesn't mean anything.
It meant something to me, Bay. You were the only boy who didn't tease me, the only one I liked. You promised to marry me, and you're going to keep that promise.
You're not misreading that subtitle. We can actually send Ai Ling and Lan into a death match.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Come on, Lon. Let's go.
What? That's crazy.
You can't be serious. Eileen would kill her.
Oh no, I'm totally not going to force a woman who's a seamstress to fight a person who's been fighting people on the streets their entire lives, killer.
No! You don't win someone's love by hurting someone else. Come on, Bay. Let's get out of here.
Oh, no, you don't.
No. What? What have you done? By the Emperor, you've killed her.
Now we can be happy, Bay. Just the two of us.
You monster.
Bay? Bay? No! I'm sorry, Bay. I never meant to hurt you. Not you. You. This is all your fault. You had to stick your nose in and wreck everything. Now Bay's dead, and you're going to pay.
Stop!
We just got everyone involved with this affair killed, and that's the horrible, dickish way to end this. Now let's see the quote-unquote good way to do it.
Well, yes, I did say that. But that was when we were still friends. Now he pretends like he doesn't even know me. He's changed. Yes, but... well... you're right. I know you're right. Bay's right. We were just kids. I guess I can't hold him to his promise. You win, Lon. Bay is yours.
If I had more, I would gladly give it to you. But my family isn't rich. This dowry is all I have. Please, take it with my thanks.
Obviously, by refusing the dowry, you get even more open palm points.
You've done so much for us, and we've given you so little. Wait, I know. We will name our first child after you to honor your memory.
I'm glad everything worked out for you two, and I'm sorry, Bay. I don't know what came over me. When I heard you and Lon were getting married, I just snapped.
It's okay, Eileen. I hope things work out for you.
Come on, Bay. Let's go.
You may notice that there's now a quest giver icon above Eiling's head. You can actually get a new side quest from her if you complete the side quest in this fashion. But that's something I'll show off next time, as well as the start of the next storyline quest. See you then.